All right, everybody, we are live. So we got Coastal Carolina versus Georgia State. Georgia State, nice drive so far. 9 plays, 57 yards, 3.5 minutes off the clock here, and they're down in the red zone at the 18. Got it 1st and 10. They're going to go QB sneak, and they're going to, or QB draw, I guess I rather should say, down to the 13-yard line. Bring up about a 2nd down and 6 here for the Panthers. So 2nd and 6, got a man in motion. They're going to hand the football off, and they're going nowhere. Shane Bruce with the tackle there behind the line of scrimmage. They lose about 2 yards on the play on that one. Going absolutely nowhere. Bring up about a 3rd and 8 now. Nice slant pass on the 3rd and 8. It is completed for Georgia State, and they're going to have the football down to about the 4-yard line here. Georgia State on a nice drive here. 1st and goal from the 4. First play, they're going to hand it off. They're going to get about a yard, half yard to a yard, down to about, we'll see where they mark them at, about the 3-yard line. About the 3-yard line here for them. So 2nd and goal now from the 3. Send the man in motion, empty backfield now. 3 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right, and there's a flag. Going to be a false start, I would imagine, on Georgia State. Maybe a legal procedure. So after the false start, we have an 8-yard touchdown run here by quarterback Danny Granger, and Georgia State opens up the scoring here as it is, Darren Granger, as it is 6-0. 4 carries, 16 yards, and a touchdown for him on the drive. Carroll, the leading rusher on that drive, 6 carries for 18 yards. Granger went 3 for 4 for 46 yards through the air. Williams with the big 22-yard catch. So a nice drive there from Georgia State. The extra points up and good. It is 7-0 Georgia State over Coastal Carolina here early, as we are going to take a break, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
All right, sorry about that. Was getting a few things set up, but we are back. As it looks here on the field, they're going to rule this play a fumble recovered by Georgia State. So turnover from Coastal Carolina, but I think this one's going to be one that gets called back. Um, I don't think that was a completed pass. So I think this one's definitely going to be called back and ruled an incomplete pass rather than a completed pass and then a fumble. But we are going to take a break as they head to commercial, and we'll be right back with you guys here in just a moment. So yes, they will in fact overturn that call there, and um it'll be a 3rd and 10 for Coastal now from about the 34-yard line. So 3rd and 10 now from Coastal. The drop back, they're going to throw it. That's going to be caught close to the marker. I think they're going to mark him about 5 or 6 inches short. So we'll see if Coastal goes for it here. It'll be about at their own 44-yard line. 4th and 1, and it looks like Coastal is going to bring on the punt team here and punt this one away to Georgia State. Yeah, I think they're going to punt it here, but Georgia State got to watch out for the fake as they come after the kick, and it is punted away, be fielded and knocked down at about the 22-yard line. So that'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Georgia State as they get ready to start their second drive. As on that one, couldn't really get much going there for Coastal Carolina. 3 passes. Grayson McCall went 1 for 3 for just 9 yards. So we'll see. I mean, and Grayson McCall this year, this is a guy that was, one of the top transfers coming in, or one of the top transfers in the portal whenever he entered. He ended up staying at Coastal. Ended up staying with Coastal, and you haven't really heard much about him or Coastal Carolina really at all. He was one of the most talked about quarterbacks the last 2 years. A guy who's been great. Um, and now there's not much talk about him at all, if any, if any at all. But um, 1st and 10 here for the um, Georgia State Panthers, and they got a nice run there for 13 yards by Darren Granger. He continues to punish this Coastal team on the ground as he gets a nice 13-yard run there. 1st and 10 pass going to be incomplete as he was looking for his man across the middle. Pass will be incomplete. Make him 3 for 5 on the night. As 2nd and 10, they're going to hand it off, and they're going to get about 6 yards there with Carroll on the run. 5 or 6 yards there, so nice run. Yeah, about 4. Bring up a 3rd and 6 here now for the Georgia State Panthers, and this is a big play early on in this game. This is one that if you're if you're Coastal, you need to stop here, kind of get some momentum back and get the football back too. Is the pass is going to be a long pass across the field. The receiver Thompson having to come back to it, and he's going to drop it. He would have been about 2 yards short of the first, anyways, but he's not gonna get there to make the catch. Bring up a 4th and 6 and a punting situation here for the Panthers. So the 4th and 6 up coming down. Georgia State gonna punt this away. Now the officials blowing the whistles. Georgia State gonna take a timeout here. That's interesting as they reset the punt, and they're gonna end up taking a timeout. So that's gonna send them to commercial break. As we got Sorgy Stories in the chat saying, "What's up?"
You're
It's
ready.
probably Anthony. How's it going, man? How are you doing? It's been a while since we've been able to talk. Been a while. My phone broke, so I haven't been able to text you or get any of your calls yet. Um, but working on getting that back hopefully soon. You're welcome to join if you want. I'll just let me know in the chat if you want the link. I'll definitely go ahead and send it to you. You can hop on here with me. Um, but yeah, so this is gonna head to break, and it's gonna head to break. So we're gonna go to break with them. So we are back as they showed the replay on the TV. The reason Georgia State called the timeout is the Coastal players realized something was up and that it was looking like a fake punt. Now, with the punt, that's a weird punt. It looks like it might have hit one of the Coastal Carolina players and Georgia State pick it up, but it doesn't look like the referees are signaling that. Yeah, it doesn't look like the referees are signaling that. I think that that's gonna stay Coastal ball. We'll see. It definitely looked like it was touched by the Coastal player on the bounce. Looked like it hit him. I guess not though. Yeah, as Coastal's gonna take over from about the 19-yard line. So nice run there from Coastal on first down. A hard run. Only gets about 3. Yeah, 2nd and 7, but nice hard run there. Um, getting on the outside. As we have a poll up in the chat now. Who wins tonight? Georgia State or Coastal Carolina? Let us know who you guys are voting for in the chat. As we got one vote for Coastal Carolina's McCall gonna run around and just throw this one out of bounds as he was getting pressured, about to be sacked. Bring up a 3rd and 7. So rough start here for Grayson McCall as he is 1 for 4 now for just 9 yards. Georgia State had a nice first drive to start, then got a nice first down and couldn't move the ball anymore on their last drive. As it is 3rd and 7 now, and Coastal going deep. Looks like a penalty flag should be thrown there, and yeah, it is. As pass interference for sure on the play right there, looking for Pinkney. Yeah, McCall was looking for Pinkney, and he was just he was not allowed to go to the outside. The receiver excuse me, the corner just pulling and pushing on him. So that'll be a free 15. They might call it a holding. Yeah, they're going to go pass interference. 15 yards and a first down there for Coastal Carolina. That's been the biggest play of the game for them. They only have 12 total yards of offense so far, a 9-yard pass completion and a 3-yard run, and that's it. So, it's been a struggle for Coastal offensively so far. But maybe this pass interference can help them out and help them to get going, as McCall is going to keep it on what looked like a triple speed option, and he is hit hard and loses about 2 yards. Is him and the Georgia State player talking back and forth now. The guy who hit him looks like Cooper for Georgia State, and they're jawing back and forth. Him and McCall are, as again, Coastal Carolina just has not got anything going offensively so far, as it is 2nd and 13 for them now from their own 39-yard line. McCall dropping back, little swing pass out now. He's got his running back setting up a little bit sort of a screen, but his offensive lineman gets in his way. He's got nowhere to go, and Bennett will be dropped after a gain of about 1 or 2. Bring up about a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11 here. He's gonna actually, they said he lost a yard there. Looked like he gained about 1, but he's gonna lose a yard. Bring up a 3rd and 14, and McCall gonna step strong up in the pocket, deliver a nice pass over the middle, and he's got a receiver down inside the 30. Mobley for Coastal Carolina with a huge catch. Now Coastal Carolina offense is kind of alive, got a little bit of momentum after the big play. We'll see what they're able to do with it here as a nice pass for 33 yards from Grayson McCall. McCall in the shotgun, one running back to the right. Gonna fake the handoff, set up a nice little screen pass to the outside, break a tackle, and get about an 8-yard gain for Coastal. Bring up about a 2nd and 2 now. Brown with the catch there for the Chanticleers. And now all of a sudden McCall looking like he's able to connect on a few passes here. Jared Brown, nice catch for about a nice 8-yard gain. And now Coastal gonna run the Philly special, but they're not gonna throw it as the running back had a wide open hole, or excuse me, the receiver Pinkney had a wide open hole to run, and he's gonna pick up the first down. And Coastal is gonna get down inside the red zone. A nice designed play here, as he could have thrown it to McCall, or he could have ran it. He chose to run it, and he's gonna get down to about the 15-yard line. So a nice play there from the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, and they've got some life now. They seem to have some life here. On the first down, they get about a 1-yard run. Not much. Anthony says, I'm gearing up for the playoffs right now. Got my Brewers playoff graphics ready. Magic number for the playoffs is 2, Division 3, thanks to the Cubs sucking. Yeah, yeah, I'm getting ready for the MLB playoffs. My Braves, they've already clinched the division, and I believe yeah, if they've clinched the division, they've clinched the playoffs for sure. I believe they're getting very close to clinching the number 1 seed if they haven't already. I think they might have already clinched that. I'm not sure. If not, it's got to be 3 games max. Um, Let me actually look that up. Braves magic number to clinch first seed. Let's see here. I think the Braves might have already clinched because I know that they already clinched the division. They were the first team to clinch a playoff spot. As there's another pass to the end zone, looking for Brown again by Coastal, incomplete. Bring up a 4th and 9 now as they went back shots to the end zone, and neither one of them were able to be successful. So incomplete. Nice stand there by Georgia State. Bring up a 4th and 9, and Coastal on to kick a field goal here. Let's see here if I can find the magic numbers. Here we go. The Atlanta Braves. Okay, it doesn't show how many they need to clinch the number 1 overall seed, but I mean they only have 11 games remaining. And they got the Nationals 2 series against them. They're at the Nationals right now. Then I believe they have 1 series in between them, because I'll be at the game next Friday in Atlanta, where they face the Nationals again. They get them at home this time. Right now they're on the road. Yeah, I don't think they've clinched home field yet. but they're getting close to clinching it for sure. And I think in the end they eventually will clinch it. But who knows? They've lost 5 of their last 6, so they definitely got to step it up. As here's a 30-yard field goal here for Coastal, and the kick is up, and he just gets it in that right upright. So 7-3 here, Georgia State over Coastal Carolina. So this has been a pretty entertaining game so far, from these teams. As you see, the ESPN win probability has
You were hard
right now Coastal Carolina with a 53.8% chance to win this football game. As we just saw Liam Gray's kick go up and good from 30. Is we got a minute and a half now left in the first quarter. About 99 seconds left. So Georgia State comes into this one 3-0. Coastal Carolina at 2-1. Georgia State got their first 3-0 start in the history of their program, which this is a very new program for sure. Their first season was in 2010, so they're a very early, still early in their stage as a program, but they've got some nice wins over some decent teams, especially that UConn win. So they beat Rhode Island 42-35. Then they beat UConn 35-14. UConn is a nice solid win for them, and at Charlotte's a nice solid win as they won that one 41-25. If they can win at Coastal tonight, that's going to be a big win for them. And coming up, they got some games. They get Marshall at home. Then they go on the road to Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern was close with Anthony's Wisconsin team earlier um, earlier last weekend. They were pretty close for a while. If they wouldn't have had so many turnovers, that game might have been a lot closer in the end as well. So if Georgia Southern, a team, if they can hold on to the football, especially in these Sun Belt games, they're going to be dangerous. As the 1st and 10 pass there from Granger is incomplete. He had a man jump up to swat that one down. He had to throw it around, went into the dirt. James Madison, App State, going to be some tough ones. They get both of them at home. They do go on the road to LSU. Then they go on the road to Old Dominion as well to end the season out. That one might be a difficult one, but I think Georgia State's a team they could definitely get to about 7, 8, maybe even 9 wins this year. As Granger going to hand the ball off here, and they're going to pick up about 2 yards as Carroll with a nice hard run there, but didn't get much out of it, and it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 8 here for about a 3rd and 8 here for the Panthers. So 3rd and 8, Georgia State gonna throw. Granger over the middle. He's got a man complete down to their own 49. Kikwata with the catch there. Believe that's how you pronounce it. Uh, Not 100% sure how to pronounce his name. But a nice catch there on 1st down. Granger gonna throw again. Got his man, and that's gonna be about a 15, 16-yard pass play. Nice, nice pass there. Yeah, Peter Kikwata for Georgia State, and another nice pass there. And so they're up now to the Coastal 36-yard line and going on another nice drive as Carroll gets through the whole trip trips on his looks like he tripped getting through all the blocking going on and ends up getting about a gain of 7. But man, he would have had 1 or 2 men to beat, and he would have taken it to the house had he not been stopped. Is Granger going to take a shot here? Got a man. That's going to be incomplete, but they're going to throw the flag there and rule that as pass interference. Yeah, they're going to call pass interference there on on Coastal Carolina. Robert Lewis going after that one. Um, as it fell incomplete as he was being held, couldn't get there to make the play on it. Be a 15-yard penalty. That'll also bring us to the end of the first quarter. So we're going to take a break, but we'll be back with you guys in just a moment. So we are back. A nice run there from Carroll. on first down for the Panthers as they are about at the Coastal 13 now, bring up about a 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9 here. As so far in that first quarter, Georgia State 144 total yards of offense, Coastal Carolina just 57. Is Granger gonna deliver a pass caught? Touchdown. Touchdown, Georgia State. Robert Lewis, the 13-yard touchdown catch, and Georgia State is up 10 now, 13-3. As Anthony says, the Phillies are up on the Mets 4-2 now on a Castellanos flyout. Bryce Harper scored. Bryson Stott is up. He's his favorite player of every girl in my class and my teacher. On day games, our teacher gives us Phillies updates. When she said Stott was up, all the girls went crazy. Meanwhile, Stott goes down on strikes. Nice. So end to the inning there for the Phillies. As meanwhile, the extra point for Georgia State is up and it is good. A nice play design there. As Granger kind of led off the linebacker and just avoided the pressure there that was brought on him. As they Coastal got through the line of scrimmage. If Georgia State had been running a slant, that's that they basically ran quick slants off of Madden. If they hadn't have been running that, then it would have been it would have been bad news for Granger because he would have got popped for sure. He would have got popped because they were running basically a jailbreak blitz, and they were coming right forward. They had already gotten through the um the line of scrimmage, and they were coming after him. But he's able to get the pass off, and Georgia State up 11 now, 14-3. As Coastal Carolina has got to get something going offensively, and they've got to move the ball down the field and put it in the end zone, not settle for a field goal again. As this is going to be a weirder kick, going to bounce, and they're going to field it. Coastal is, and they're going to run it up to about the 27, 28-yard line. But there was a clear block in the back there on the Coastal return team that didn't even need to be made because the returner was already basically past the guy and he was going to run right by him, but there is going to be a block in the back there, and that was a pretty easy call there for the officials. So yeah, legal block in the back there, and that's gonna back these Chanticleers up, and not something that you really want right now out of a team that is struggling. You see the block in the back there. He almost pushed the guy into the returner who already had him beat around the edge, would have outran him to the edge to get around him, and they just push him right in, about pushed him right into him. Um, so interesting move there, but nonetheless, bringing up a 1st and 10 for Coastal now from the 7-yard line as McCall and his guys are deep in their own territory. Got to go 93 yards, and they need a touchdown here bad. And he's going to be pressured, almost sacked, gets away, and gets about a 1-yard scramble as there's another flag down right now. Yep, they're going to call offsides on Georgia State. So Coastal Carolina gets a bit of a break there, move up to their own 12. Now as it'll bring up a 1st and 5. Yeah, so the ball at the 12 now for Coastal Carolina after the offsides. Bring up again a 1st and 5. As McCall in shotgun, bring a man in motion. They're going to throw it to the man in motion. Got a nice little screen set up for him, and he's going to break some tackles and get a first down up to about the 19.5-yard line there for Coastal. Nice catch there from Brown on the screen. Is McCall going to drop back? He's got a man deep, not able to hit him though. Was looking for Sam Pinckney so far. That's been one of his favorite targets so far early on in this game, but not able to get the ball to him. So McCall unable to get that, as Anthony says it is now 4-3 after McNeil tripled and then got a sack fly. Jeff McNeil there for the Mets, as they're going to get a nice little swing pass on 2nd and 10, complete to the tight end, number 83. Excuse me, wide receiver. He looked big on the TV. He's only 5'10", 195. He looked pretty big on the TV, but Kyrie Duplessis, the redshirt junior wide receiver from Woodbridge, Virginia, with the catch on the little swing pass. Bring up a 3rd and 8. McCall and bluff the snap. Gonna look to get these guys off sides. And they're gonna bring the pressure. McCall gonna have to throw it at the feet of his running back. They were looking to set up the screen there to CJ Beasley. They had nice blocking. The problem was the as far as the screen goes, the problem was Georgia State just got to McCall before the screen could get set up, and then at that point he just had to throw it in the feet, as it at that point it was kind of a blown play. Um, so it looks like Coastal Carolina is going to have to punt the ball. Solid punt, not the best punt. Be fair, caught about the 42-yard line by Georgia State, and that will bring up a media timeout there, as Jakari Carter signals for the fair catch. So we're going to take a break, but we will be back with you guys in just a moment.
Sorry about that, guys. Had some stuff I had to do real quick as we were getting ready for the just getting some stuff figured out. But we are back now as we're closing in on the end of the second half. We got 2:52 left as Grayson McCall is going to run off and scramble and get about 9 on the first down. There is a flag out. As we got Danny says, "Hi, American football. Who is your college football team?" I'm assuming they're in the top 10. Nope, not in the top 10. Matter of fact, not even ranked. Is Clemson is my Clemson's my favorite team, and no, they're unfortunately not in the top 10. Not even ranked, as a matter of fact. But looking like we might have a shot to get it. Definitely have a shot back into the top 25, as we're currently sitting at about 26, I believe. And if we got a big game against Florida State this week, this weekend, 12 o'clock on ABC. If we can win that one, we'll be in the top 25 for sure, probably in the top 20. So we'll see. I don't know how I feel about that game. Part of me feels like, the Clemson part of me feels like we're going to win a close one, but the realistic part of me feels like we're going to get, smoked. But yeah, so appreciate you comment, Danny, and chiming in. Who's your favorite? Let me know who your favorite college football team is. And yeah, appreciate you joining in on the conversation as the big run from McCall gets called back. They actually lose 10 yards off of it due to a holding penalty. And the 1st and 10 pass is incomplete. So 2nd and 20 now for the Chanticleers from the Georgia State 48, and they're going to run it forward, and they're going to pick up about 6 yards, it looks like. You got a 3rd and 15 now. So Coastal Carolina, 4 receivers, 1 back in the shotgun. McCall gonna swing it to the running back who makes a few men miss, and he gets up close to the first down. Gonna be about 8 yards short, it looks like, on that one. So 4th and 6, it's actually going to be. I don't know if they're going to go for this or if they're going to kick a field goal. It'll be about a 51-yard field goal. Coastal has 3 timeouts. They're going to call one here with a minute and 2 seconds on the clock right now.
When the Martins booked
So 4th and 6 now coming up as Coastal calls the timeout. We're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back in just. All right, so Coastal lines up for a field goal. They're down 41-3 here. 51-yard attempt. Kick is up. Down the middle. Look to be just short. Yeah, falls just short. Right down the middle. Just fell quite short on that one. And that's not gonna get it done there. Is that That is that's going to be no good, and that's going to be tough for that's going to be tough for the Chanticleers, especially now with Georgia State going to take over in pretty good field position here as well. With 57 seconds left now, they are out of timeouts as they take over from the Coastal 35-yard line. Again, they are out of timeouts, and they're going to throw it here, a little screen pass, and they're going to get about 5, maybe 6 yards on that one. They're going to hurry up. They got 48 seconds and counting here. So 2nd and 4. They're going to throw it here. Almost intercepted there. Shane Bruce almost able to pick that one off. Couldn't quite grab it. That would have been huge for Coastal, especially considering they have 2 timeouts. Just went straight through his hands on the jumping attempt. Wasn't able to bring it down. So a 3rd and 4 now. Georgia State going to hand it off, and Carroll's got a hole. He's got a big run. Stiff arms, has a nice block, and gets all the way down to the 30-yard line of Coastal Carolina. Now, remember, with these new rules, the clock does not stop after first downs, except under 2 minutes at the end of each half. So the clock will stop after that, and Georgia State going to spike it here. Leave them 20 seconds left on the 2nd and 10 from the Coastal 30-yard line. So Granger dropping back the pass. Coastal brings 5, and they got a nice 8-yard catch, but Robinson will get out of bounds. Bring up a 3rd and 2 now with 15 seconds to go. Again, they did get out of bounds. So 3rd and 2 now, no timeouts for Georgia State. They got a nice pass complete, and they get out of bounds into the red zone down to the 16-yard line. So 11 seconds to go. I would imagine they take a shot or two here at the end zone, then send the field goal unit out here. Granger dropping back to pass, pressured, and he's just going to throw this one away with 5 seconds to go. Nice job there from Coastal to get after him and force him to throw it away, and that should end up holding Georgia State to a field goal here. Yeah, Georgia State going to send the field goal unit out to 3 game. Danny, if you're still watching, let us know who your college football team is. Like I said, I'm a Clemson fan. I'm excited about this weekend. I got mixed feelings on how I think the game's going to go as the 33-yard kick is up, and it is good. So that's going to take us to halftime as the kick is good, 17-3. We're going to take a break for halftime, but we'll be back for the second half with you guys. See you then.
I think